There's a new and, dare I say, groundbreaking way to organize and plan your wardrobe so you always know what to wear and you have clean and tidy closets. And it's easy and free. Choosing your daily outfit, it should not require emotional stamina, but for so many of us, it leaves us feeling drained and annoyed and just stuck wearing the same old thing and just feeling very frustrated with life in general because we know what jeans have a little bit of give. And we know what shirts hide our little tricep wings, like chicken cutlets or just like flapping there. And what turtleneck hides that turkey neck that showed up out of nowhere? Seriously, where did this come from? I thought something was hanging from my face when I was in the mirror the other day. Nope, just my neck. But beyond that, you stand in front of a full closet. Like, it is full, it is jam-packed, and somehow you feel like you have nothing to wear. What kind of a sick reality is that? Not because you lack the clothes, it's because we're lacking the combinations. A closet full of options is not the same thing as a closet full of outfits. Enter Sudoku. If you don't know what Sudoku is, I have trouble with that word, then it is a fun game where there's 9 squares and within each of those squares is another 9 squares. And basically you're trying to get to the number to count to 9 in the square and in the line and the whole grid. It's very cool. And that is a little peek of what we've got coming for you. A very cool new way of planning pretty much a month's worth of clothes in like 5 minutes. No new clothes, no complicated capsule wardrobe, just math in literally the funnest way possible. The best part is it exposes exactly what does not belong in your closet. Now, before I show it to you, I need to talk real quick about the real problem so that you don't keep making this mistake and you can just have a month's worth of clothes. Most wardrobes are just built for storage, fitting in as much. And a lot of us have crammed closets with clothes from a decade or two ago with things that we just don't wear. We're just over them or they don't fit. And if we're not actively working to fit them again, we probably should let them go. But getting dressed requires teamwork. We build pieces individually, we hang them individually, we justify them individually, but outfits don't work individually. They need to work like a small dance troupe. And that is what I call combination clutter. It's just too many clothes that don't work together, too many disconnected pieces. And that is why you can own 100+ items, what many people do, and still rotate the same 5 outfits. So I first saw this structure when Jen Fulwiler discussed it on her podcast. And I love Jen. Shout out to her. Go and follow her. She's hilarious. Her daughter has brain cancer and she is showing up to sort of take us along, but also to encourage everyone along the ride. So Jen was saying she saw this from the Natalie Way, who is a TikTok and Instagram, I believe. So she talked about this system. I don't know if she originally found it, but it's so cool. This system scratches the part of the brain that loves simplicity and pretty systems. And I have talked about capsule wardrobes before, and I still love them. They are fun, but this makes sense. And it is not an annoying Rubik's Cube of a closet anymore. It's simple Sudoku. 1 month's worth of clothes in one quick little square. I love it. Capsules reduce volume. This also allows a preschooler to plan your clothes. How cool would that be? You could just be like, grab mommy's clothes. 1 of each layer. I love it. Think of how much time you would save when Timmy gets things ready for you. I love it. So you're probably like, okay, now Robin, this sounds complicated and or a waste of time. And that is where you'd be wrong, my friend. My little chicken nugget. Here's how it works. 3 bottoms, 3 tops, 3 layers. There's a tiny bit of nuance to it, but that's it. And when every bottom works with every top and every layer, you get 27 combinations. You throw shoes in there, that's a totally different amount of numbers, and I don't even know what that number is. But here's the catch. They have to work together. So this is not about cramming random favorites into a grid. It's about matching friendships. No frenemies here. If one piece doesn't cooperate, the grid exposes it immediately like a trap that the Roadrunner set for Wile E. Coyote. And that's the magic. I'm going to give you some examples and show you where not to make these mistakes. Here is our very first set. So this is the summer set. And I want to point a few things out. So first of all, we have 3 bottom layers, 1 mid layer. So like the t-shirts or whatever. And then I've got a layering piece, a top layer right there. Now,
This shirt is so good at covering up the chicken cutlet arms, I'm just gonna say. So first of all, what you'll notice is each of these could go with the other one. So this skirt could go with that shirt, could go with that sweater, or this skirt could go with this shirt, could go with this sweater. And what's wonderful about it is you do end up with 27 combinations, and you can put all of this away in one spot. And the best way to organize it is to just go ahead, take a photo, and then you can refer to it for the rest of the month if you wanted to. I do want to point out a mistake somebody could make with this. What if I put this cute little sequin thing that I threw down there wrong, which is like a cute little sweater here? Would it work? I don't know. I don't know if it would go well with this. And I really don't think it would go well with this sort of boho style top. So the whole point is everything has to work together. These kitties are being very naughty right now. All right, so here are the winter clothes. Now, I want to point something out here. So remember, everything that is in this row has to match everything that is in this row has to match everything that is in this row. Okay, so here is another example, and I want to really point something out. So first of all, I have got these leggings, navy leggings, wine-colored pants, jeans, t-shirt, different t-shirt, other t-shirt. I'm a real t-shirt person, but say I was a button-up, one of those could be a button-up, hoodie, sweater, sweater. Now, if you notice, all of these combos could go together so well, and it could be just so cute, and I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to show you how it looks in the drawers. Now, say I added this hoodie instead. I can't even stand how this looks because first of all, everything would go with this layer except for this layer here. So this layer has to match everything in each other's layer. Now, for example, if I took these pants out and I put these wrinkled pants in, they actually could work together. Okay, right? Now, this clashes with this, but that doesn't matter because we're never going to be wearing these together. So that is okay. It just has to work with each subsequent layer. Okay, so cats are really loving this. So what I've done here, this is the vacation one, and this is a little bit different. So I have got this stripy skirt, these shorts. This is a long skirt, and I often will wear, maybe I would choose a different tank top. I'm just looking at this. But other than that, everything else would go well because for me, when I travel, I'm all about being casual. I just am. That's a bathing suit cover up, but it could go with literally anything here as just a comfortable cover up. Like if you've ever been to Mexico where it's like 36 Celsius, you're not covering up much. Now, I did include a bathing suit, and I do have the bottoms here because I'm just not the type of girl that's going to walk around in the bathing suit without something covering it. But, and I certainly would never have the bottoms like with any other combo. So that's a one thing. And you could also do the same with like a dress. However, you maybe wouldn't need these pieces, but that does bring another option. It just sort of, I think, limits it from 27. So that's how the vacation pieces could work together as well, which would be so convenient for saving space in your bag.
Okay, I'm in the closet. I want to show you how great it could be to organize this, even if you just had little bins that you shoved under your bed. So I have the summer clothes here, and I put all of the lower, the mid layer, and the layering piece right there. And you could have this, if you wanted, you could basically go through this for a week and then have a different set of clothes and alternate, and that's 2 months of clothes that you have organized. That simple. Here's my favorite part. We are minding the gap with our Sudoku wardrobe because it shows you the fantasy pants that you just never wear, the almost right color that you push past, and the pieces that darn too tight elastic at the bottom of your drawer because who wants to be uncomfortable? And don't you kind of wonder if these elastics that are so tight are changing the shape of your body? I mean, we don't have a lot of time to mess with here. Anyway, you don't have to emotionally debate it. The grid tells you if it does not fit. It does not fit. But that doesn't mean you need to replace it necessarily. What it's telling you is that you might want to stop buying things like this altogether. And you could probably declutter it. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not a fashionista, so this isn't about fashion. It reduces the tension that makes you wish that you had Cher's closet picker outer thing. We're conserving energy and we're removing tiny daily friction fights between brain cells in our heads so that we can think about bigger things, more important things like what to make for dinner. You don't need more clothes. I get that impulse. I do. I mean, I love that impulse, but you need fewer moving parts. And once you see how much stress comes from mismatched consumption, all that stuff sitting in your closet that doesn't work in any combinations, you start to look at everything different. This is where it gets interesting because once you see how often we buy pieces that don't cooperate, you start noticing it everywhere in your kitchen, in your home, in your habits, in your spending. I have been quietly making a list. Here are 10 things that I am not buying in 2026, not because I'm anti-consumption, but because I am anti-friction. And some of the things on that list might surprise you. And if you've ever felt like you're constantly managing stuff instead of living your life, you're going to want to watch that next because the wardrobe grid is just the beginning. I hope something great happens for you today. Please like and subscribe. There are so many people watching that aren't subscribed, and I would really love it to see if you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!